Hello everyone, welcome back. What I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be making 1 in 12 mini pizzas. So I hope you're going to enjoy this video. I'm going to be making them out of polymer clay and I'm going to be making them on a tile. This tile I just got from the local hardware shop. It was only £1 and I find these are great because you can make them on here and you can pop these in the oven as well, because polymer clay you have to bake, but we'll go into that a little bit later. What I've got to start off with is I've got my different colours of polymer clay here, and I've been squeezing these in my hand because they're quite hard to start with, so you've got to warm them up and squeeze them about a bit so they're easy to work with. I've got myself a 3cm ring there, cutting ring there, and I've got myself a 1.5 centimetre cutting ring there, which is the two different sizes of pizzas which I'm doing. I'm doing a mini personal pizza and a large pizza. So we'll start off by taking the, I think the colour's called ecru, but it doesn't really matter as long as you've got a light colour polymer clay, because you can always colour it afterwards. I'm going to put down some baking powder onto my tile, and that stops everything sticking. You only need a tiny little bit. Right, spread that about a little bit so you've got room to put your clay down, and then I'm using a little roller here, and I'll put a bit of baking powder down for my roller. I'll just put my fingers in it and rub it on the roller just so it doesn't stick. And roll that out to your desired thickness. Usually I do them, I think they're about 3mm thick. Let me just check on that one. Yeah, that's 4. Let's go a little bit more. Around about 3mm thick. There we are. Once you've got that, then you can cut out the shape of your pizza. That's that one, and then I want to do a little one as well. Just squeeze this again because it's gone hard again. And then cut out your small one like so. Right, once you've got the basic shape of your pizza there, what I use is one of these tools with the round end, so I can press it down in the middle but leaving a lip all the way around the outside, so that it's like your stuffed crust or your deep pan pizza. So you make a well in the middle like that, and then I do the same on this one. Just push it down all the way round. And then once you've done this, we can start adding a tomato sauce, which is the base of the pizza. So I just push all that down. There we are. That's that. Right, my tomato sauce, what I've made it with, got some pastel colours here, and I scratched some pastel into a little dish there, and I've mixed it up with a little bit of PVA. So that should hopefully, it's starting to dry out a little bit there. Let's just add a little bit of water. That's it. Okay, once that's all mixed up, you can start adding your tomato sauce, making sure that you leave a crust, an edge all the way round. So we just dab our tomato sauce on like so. I mean, if you don't want tomato, you can use a brown one for barbecue sauce, or you know, whatever takes your fancy. You can always decorate pizzas how you like. Right, that's my tomato sauce on that one. And I'll put some on this one. There we are. That's good. Pleased with that. Okay. Right, so next I'm going to start putting some strands of cheese on, I think. So we'll get our cheese coloured dough, and get sort of an orangey yellow one. I'll push them to the back for a minute. Or if it does get stuck, I just use my craft knife just to get it off the tile and just move it there. That's it. There we are. Right. So with this, I'll roll it out as thin as I possibly can, and then I'm going to cut some strips to try and make some very tiny strips, so it looks like grated cheese, and then use the little bits off of that to pop on my pizza there. Make sure they're not too long in length, otherwise I think you've got a mighty big block of cheese. So, hope you can see what I'm doing here. Right, I'm going to just finish putting these bits of cheese on, and then I'll come back to you in just a second, and we'll start adding some more bits. Okay, that's my grated cheese put on. I'll just lift it up and show you so you can see. Hope you can see that. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is pepperoni. So I've got my pepperoni coloured polymer clay. I'm going to roll it into a little sausage, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut little pieces off. I think I want about 5 pieces for the big pizza. 4, 5. And then for the little pizza I want another 5, but I'm going to have to roll that a bit thinner. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's move that bit out of the way. So then I'll roll these into a ball just between my fingers, and then while they're in a ball I'll just dip them in some of my baking powder so they don't stick, and I'll push it down, and if you push down hard enough you'll get a perfect little circle, however you can see that. So then I take that off of my finger with my craft knife just very gently, so we still try and maintain the little round disc what we got. I should have put some baking powder on my finger really. So that's one, and then I'll pop that onto my pizza there. And then we'll do another one. Oh, put some baking powder on my finger, squash it down. There we are. You notice I'm just using the back end of the blade there. I'm not using the sharp blade. And we can pop them on our pizza. So. And then obviously I do the same with the little one as well. So, nope. Try and flatten that out a bit. Okay, almost done with the big one. Oh, pop those on like so, and then we can do the little tiny ones. Just roll them in your fingers, squash it down. Oh, stuck to my finger now. Try and get it to stick to the pizza. That's it. Nearly done. One more. That's it. Now I've got my little bits of pepperoni on that one. Okay. I'll just show you that. You can see. Okay. The next thing we now go on to, I think, is, yeah, I'll go on to the black olives now. So that's the same principle again, just using a little bit of black polymer clay. I thought I'd got some out, obviously not. Just a little bit of black clay. Just make sure you use that bit of baking powder just to stop it sticking. I'll roll it into a sausage shape. So I just cut some little bits off, roll them into a bowl, and then start adding your black olives onto your pizza. As I said, you don't have to do olives, you can do anything you want to, really. I mean, just get some different colours of polymer clay and just be inventive. These little olives and go on there. Do a few of those on each one. That one now. There we are. And after I've done this, I think I'll add a little bit of bay leaf just to give it a bit of colour. That's a big one. Let's just cut that down a little bit. Half the size of that, I think. There we go. Sorry if you can hear my dog snoring, he's dreadful. Right, okay, that's me few little black olives on there. And then I'll start doing some bay leaves. I'll get my green polymer clay now. And I'll just roll that out a little bit. Make it nice and thin, because I only want really thin little bits. And then I just cut out a leaf shape, tiny little leaf shape, like that. Lift it up with my craft knife and just place it on my pizza. So just cutting it out. That's why these tiles, I think, are quite handy, because You can't cut into them. They don't break in the oven, and they're easy to work on. For the sake of £1, you don't get much for £1 these days. There we are. Put me little leaves on there. Okay, just do a couple more. Oh, add a couple to this one. That's that. Right, okay. That's my leaves on there. I'll just show you that. Oops. There you go. Hope you can see that. That's with my black olives on and my bay leaves. And now I'm going to just add a little bit of mozzarella. Okay. So for the mozzarella, I did have a bit of white clay here. Don't know what I've done with it. Oh no, it's here. Right under my nose, look. Move these to one side. So I finish with those for a minute. Okay. A bit of white clay. To clean my board up, I just use my craft knife and just scrape it to one side. That's it, it scrapes off quite easily. That's it. There we are. So, mozzarella is just, it's almost white, but I find it's just a little bit on the yellow side. It's not quite pure white. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a little bit more of my baking powder so we don't stick. So I've got some of that to use. Pop this down. I'll roll it out. There we are. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of yellow of my pastel colour. I'm just going to scratch that on there, like so, and then I'll mix it in. Yeah, just keep squeezing this and folding it until it all mixes in. Get in there. Okay, then what I'll do is I'll just break a little bit off and then I'll squash it down. See, even then I think it's still a little bit too big. But I'll cut that up, get a smaller bit. That's it. Right, okay. And then I'll just flatten that out in my fingers, and that should be alright for my mozzarella. So I'll just lay that on my pizza, cut that bit up, and as you can see that's like a little bit off white now. It's not quite white, so I'm quite pleased with that. Stick a few bits of that around. There we go. Squash them down, that's lovely. Put a little bit on the other one. There we go. Right, the next thing, now I've got me cheese on there. I'm going to go to my pastels now, and I'm going to use like a brownish colour. It's they're all numbered, number 16. Don't know whether that means anything, but anyway, it's I'm going to brush that round the edge of my pizza so it looks like it's been cooked. We're going to use a couple of different colours of brown here, all around the edge there. And then I use slightly a darker brown one, and then I'm just going to just touch lightly different spots around the edge. So that it looks like it's nice and brown. And I do the same with the other one. Where am I? Use the brown on that one. Light brown, sort of it's like an orangey brown, like a terracotta sort of colour, but it's I think it gives the effect of like baked bread. So, and then use a darker brown just to touch it, because it never bakes all the same colour. You've always got there we are, different colours. And then to finish it off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my darker brown. This is a number 18. And I'm going to scratch a little bit over the top so it looks like it's got like herbs or something over the top. I'll pick it up and show you. But it just gives a little, gives it more of a realistic effect. That's it, just a tiny little bit. Right, what I've done is I went on the internet and I went to free printables, anybody can do it, and I managed to find some pizza boxes here. I printed them out, I cut them out, and I think I was quite successful. I made these little boxes. I thought they looked quite nice. So once I've baked my pizzas, I'll be popping them in the boxes like this. Look, there we go. It's a nice little box for my pizza there. So that's quite good. But let's take that out now. Okay, they're my two pizzas, and they're my little boxes that I made up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop it in the oven at 110 degrees for 30 minutes. I'll show you the pizzas there, what are finished now. So I've just got to bake those, and once I've baked them I'll come back and I'll pop them in their boxes and you can see. Okay, my pizzas have now been baked in the oven for half an hour at 110 Celsius. I've let them cool down, and what I've done is I've put a little coat of Mod Podge over the top, just to make them a little bit shiny. Before I baked them though, I did cut them into 4, so you can see that they've been cut, because when you get a pizza from a pizza shop it's generally sliced up for you. So I thought I'll do the same just to make it a bit more genuine. These are the pizzas. I think they've turned out quite well. I'm quite pleased with them. Nice little homemade pizzas. Right, so yeah, in the next couple of days I will be starting to set up a Etsy shop to sell a few bits that we've made. Everything will be handmade. I've got lots of different bits of food to go on there. Plus my husband's been making some, I think it's, what's it called? Skirting boards, dado rails, quite a few other bits and pieces like stair handrails, all sorts of bits and pieces that we've been making. We'll start off with a few bits, so don't expect too much, and we'll gradually build up as we go along, but please take a look at it. We will let you know for definite when it's up and running. It won't be long now, so we've been working on it quite hard, so please take a look. Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe and press that like button, and we love to have you join us, and join us in the next video where I'll probably be making a bit more food, so that should be quite interesting. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.